Hello lovely viewers, Amanda Lee here with another episode of In My Beauty Kit. This week I'm going to start the first of a two-part series in which I answer viewers' questions about my favorite eye makeup and rouge. So for part one, I'm going to talk about my favorite eye makeup. I know I've mentioned in the past that I'm somewhat of a makeup junkie, and this is still true, but I've been working very hard on paring down my collection, and I actually have a fairly streamlined, sort of minimalist eye makeup routine and selection of products that I like to use on a daily basis. I'm definitely more of a 40s girl, so I typically do more of a 40s eye makeup look. I thought it'd be fun to show a couple examples. I have two 1939 Mademoiselle magazines, and they both show really fun examples of eye makeup colors. This one here is fun because it shows you the type of colors that you should be wearing based on your eye color, and you'll notice obviously the pictures are black and white, but the colors are in color, and they were very fond of selecting colors based on your eye color. So if you had blue eyes, a lot of times they would encourage blue or like blue violet eye shadow, and then green, they encouraged green. So that's my first example. And for my second, it's another 1939 Mademoiselle. And this one here shows two actual colors that were popular. They had a lovely blue-gray meant to be paired with a bright pink lipstick, and then more of sort of a smoky grayish green that was meant to be paired with a red lipstick. So I thought it would just be fun to show a bit of history before I get into my favorite products. I actually like to do a very basic sort of creamy peachy peach color, and then a soft brown color. So this here is my Streamline MAC palette with my favorite colors. I like to use the color called Orb, which is a creamy peach based tone, and I'll apply this on my lid up to the brow bone. And then I like to use this color called Soft Brown, which is one of the most boring matte color names that they've come up with, but it's exactly what the color is. It's a lovely, warm, fawn color brown. And if you've ever seen the movie from 1944 called CoverGirl starring Rita Hayworth, there's a great scene in which they make her up for one of the photo shoots. And you'll notice if you look at stills from the movie, the color eyeshadow that she's wearing is almost a dead ringer for MAC Soft Brown. I think it's a great color if you have green eyes or warmer tone coloring. It really brings out the color. And so for this particular shade, I like to apply it just in the crease, kind of blend down the lid slightly and above the crease ever so slightly. In the 1940s, they weren't really using a lot of color on their eyes, a lot of involved makeup, and they typically, from my understanding, generally didn't go much past the crease of the eye. So those are my two favorite basic colors. That's what I pretty much do every day for my daily look, and also for photo shoots for the most part. And then I have a couple of fun colors in here. For a 50s look, I really love this color. This is MAC again, it's MAC Aqua. It's a fabulous minty aqua color. It looks great for sort of like a Barbie doll type look. And then this color here, I believe is discontinued. It's called Swimming, and it's I would call it a jungle green color, and that's just kind of fun for something different. And then this here is called Woodwinked, and that is a pearly color. These two shades are matte, and I think people generally assume that they only had matte products in the 40s, and I've read over the years references to pearlized colors, so certainly shimmer, it would still be period accurate. So those are my favorite eyeshadows. For eyeliner, day wear, I typically like to use a pencil eyeliner. And my current favorite, which you can see, it's almost time for me to replace, is MAC PowerPoint in the color Stubborn Brown, which is a really nice, rich brown. Sort of hard to tell, obviously, on here, but it looks great with green eyes. As a fair blonde, I prefer to use dark brown or brown-based shades over black. I just think black is a bit harsh on me personally. So that is my general preference. And then another product that I really like that's a very similar shade is Merle Norman Soft Touch Eye Pencil in Java, which is a great coffee brown. I mentioned Merle Norman in a prior video Merle Norman is one of those brands that's been around forever, since the 1930s, and it has a very dated, old-fashioned image nowadays, which is a shame because they do have some real standout products, and the Soft Touch eye pencil is one of them. Both the MAC PowerPoint and the Merle Norman Soft Touch eye pencils are fabulous. They don't irritate my eyes, which I've mentioned before are very sensitive. They don't smudge. They last all day. I've worn them, to work all day and had no issues. I've worn them for gigs, out in, hot, humid weather. They're just excellent. So I absolutely recommend them. If I'm doing more of a 50s winged eyeliner look, I typically do cream or gel products rather than a liquid liner. And I like MAC Dip Down, which is a brown gel liner, or actually I like this sort of, you probably haven't heard of this company, they're called Camera Ready Cosmetics, and they actually cater to the professional makeup and film industry. So they carry a lot of different professional lines like Ben Nye or Cinema Secrets. But they have a small collection of their own products, and this is one of them. They make a gel liner, and the color is called Chocolate Mousse, I believe. And it's another rich brown that works really well. Now when I'm doing gel liner, I like to use, this is a Cinema Secrets fine liner brush. This is fabulous for gel liner. You'll get a wonderful, perfectly fine line. I highly recommend it. This was a game changer for me. And you can purchase this at Camera Ready Cosmetics. For shadows, I like to use, I just have a basic angled fluff brush that I use for applying my base color. And then I love MAC's 217, which is, I think, kind of like a cult favorite. It's a great fluff brush that I use for applying the darker tones on my eyes. We'll move to mascara. I'll mention again, my super sensitive eyes really limit what I can use, and I absolutely love, this is Clinique's High Impact Curling Mascara, which is a tubing mascara, which if you've never tried a tubing mascara, the way they work is you apply them like regular mascara, and it forms a tube around your eyelashes that doesn't come off. You actually use warm water to kind of massage the color off. So it's excellent. I find this, they don't flake, they don't smudge, it doesn't transfer, and it's great for sensitive eyes. I'm not sure that Clinique's market research teams watch videos like this, but if they do, I'm going to say I have one complaint, and that is, Clinique, you discontinued the black brown shade, and so now I'm having to use black until I find a replacement. I mentioned earlier, as a blonde, I think dark brown or black brown just looks softer and more flattering with my coloring, but the black, it'll do for now. And finally, I'm going to talk about brow pencils. Everybody has their preferences. I actually prefer to use a pencil. I just find it the easiest to use, and it's fairly period accurate, as they used pencils back in the day as well. This is MAC's Volux Brow Liner in the color Strawberry Blonde, which sounds like it's going to be a very red-based color, and it's actually not. It's a really lovely beige blonde color. I was reluctant to try it because I thought for sure it would be too red for my coloring, and had been using their automatic liner in the color Fling, which is a light taupe color, but was never quite thrilled with it. I'm a warm tone blonde, more of a golden blonde rather than a platinum or an ash blonde, and I find that a beige blonde brow color looks much more flattering than a taupe or an ash. It just sort of clashes with my coloring. And so the color of their automatic pencil and Fling wasn't quite right, and then it also had the issue of it was an automatic pencil, but you couldn't roll it back down, so you could never quite be sure how much was left. And so I always made sure to have a backup on hand, because a couple times you would do one eyebrow and the pencil would run out and you were out of luck for that other eyebrow. So I always made sure to have a backup. Much prefer this pencil as it's a sharpenable, so you can get a great fine point. You always know how much you have left. It does have a little spoolie brush on the end, which I like to use. So for me, I always brush my brows up and then pencil them in with this pencil. It's sort of a powdery pencil, but it actually stays on fantastic. And like I said, the shade is wonderful. So if you are a warm tone blonde and you haven't found the right color, this is a top-notch one. So those are my favorite eye products. And we'll finish this up by saying, so this is part 1 of answering the viewers' questions, so stay tuned. Next Monday we'll be releasing part 2, in which I talk about my favorite rouge. Once again, if you like our videos, please be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe, and check out our Patreon account as well. So we'll see you next week.